I'm Josh.
And I'm Danny.
And this is the Breaking Beard podcast, minus the beard.
I mean, I have got a beard.
Yeah.
It's just a shit one.
Danny Mitchell's back in the studio, which is very exciting because Danny, this is your third time being on the podcast.
Yes.
You're the first guest to come back 3 times, I believe. You're basically a host.
What about Sister Beard, though?
I don't think she counts.
No, so there's like a pecking order. There's like Beard. When he can't do it, they ring Sister Beard. And then when she can, so she's obviously busy right now. She's having a spa.
Have you been talking to him, George?
She's having a spa day today. So you've rang me. I'm like the third wheel.
Yeah,
third
by
option.
request though. People love having you on the podcast.
Yeah,
so you came on the first time we spoke about your MMA fighting career, UFC, all that sort of stuff, bare knuckle.
Yeah, people are still commenting on we did you did like a reel of when I talked about a guy who came and challenged me in the gym.
Yeah.
Literally every day I get like comments and likes on
That's
that.
done like mad views as that reel, hasn't it?
Yeah. So I still get comments on that, like people basically slagging me off, saying I'm an horrible man for what I did and stuff. But
Explain that story again quickly for those that are new.
But it's kind of taken out of context. So a guy basically challenged me, came to the gym, he thought he was in feudal Japan and he thought he could come in, fight me and then just take over the school. So I just put a stop to that, choked him unconscious and sent him on his merry way. And that was the story. But a lot of people are like, you shouldn't have done that. Why did you do that? But in the context that if you was there and you witnessed what was happening, that needed...
It's your school.
It needed to be done.
Yeah, your students.
Yeah. So
I think you got off pretty lightly by the sound of things.
I mean, I could have filmed it and stoved his head in and that would have been way worse. But I didn't. I was, I put him to sleep and then, I did crank his neck a little bit, but... Yeah, he was all right. He learnt a lesson, and I think he's a better man for it now.
That's all that matters, mate.
Yeah, I did the world a service.
Right, should we do the YouTube comments to start with?
Let's get into it.
It's time for a YouTube comment from you.
Okay, so the first comment is from Louis Mushy Peas. Weird name. To me, this is like being sat down at the pub and listening into other people's conversations. I love it. Great end to the week. Relaxing, listening to you lot talking shite, while Adam constantly shakes with his hands under the table, which just makes it look like he's masturbating for the whole show. Great stamina if he is.
It's quite funny actually when you see the comments about Adam because he's a very twitchy person.
Yeah,
he's almost got like this
Parkinson's.
It's like physical anxiety. He's got, he's like.
Yeah.
Always,
I'm definitely getting Parkinson's, by the way.
Do you reckon?
He's in the post, definitely. It's definitely in the
he's
post.
got too many concussions.
Yeah.
Oh no. But yeah, that's a nice comment from Louis Mushy Peas. Yeah, cheers, man.
Next one from FPL Gatey. Typical entitled parent. If you've a blue badge, you can usually park in the parent and child spaces. As per usual, though, the real child is the parent. This were you last week saying the bane of your life is when people park in parent and child bays that don't have kids.
Last week we spoke about like what laws would you bring in, and I said rather than hung, drawn and quartered, I'd just go for straight drawn and quartered for when people park in parent and child bays when they haven't got the kids.
Yeah.
Like I want to like...
I mean, I do that all the time.
Do you? Imagine that. I'm like, fuck you. Danny Mitchell gets out smiling to fill me in.
Yeah, they just get the best spots, don't they? It's like I always justify it in my brain, like I'm driving in, it's a B&M or whatever, ready to do some bargain shopping, and then I get there and it's chocker, and I just see this parking space, and it's like parent and child, and I'm like, well, I am a parent, I've got a child, so I'm going to park in that space.
How old's Roman now?
He's nearly 11, yeah.
Yeah, so does it still count? I reckon 11's...
he's still a child.
He's still a child.
I need to look after him.
What's the threshold? That's the real question.
I don't know.
All right, I don't know.
Listen, it's 2026. If I can identify as a child, then I can park in that space.
We had other comments where people who like normally park in disabled spaces that are entitled to.
I always limp out. I do it at Village Hotel because I've got Starbucks at Village Hotel. So I shooting home from the gym, always nip in the Village Hotel Starbucks.
Yeah.
And the disabled parking space, it's always empty. They're all empty and it's right outside the Starbucks door. So I just pull right up and listen, I have got, I ain't got a blue badge, but I've got a lot of injuries, so I always just limp in. so if anybody looks like, he's got problems.
Yeah, and I suppose...
You're going to get some flack in the
And I always get a
now.
takeout as well. I take it out and I get straight off.
That's all right then.
So, and there's always loads. I would never park there if there was only one space free. I would always leave a space.
Yeah, you're a nice guy then.
Exactly, yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what I really think next week when he's not here.
Well, people were saying like, if people are parked in disabled spaces, I then have to park in a parent and child bay. And then Josh comes out and is like, what the fuck? to someone who's disabled because they can't park in their space.
That's a different. If I saw a blue badge, I'd go, yeah, fair one.
Well, next comment from, I can't even read that. I would love for the podcast to be released on Saturdays in future instead of Sundays.
Well, you actually got your wish last week because we released the episode on Saturday because Paddy the Baddie fought. And we were talking about, we'd filmed with Paddy. We did the wing challenge. And I thought, if Paddy, we spoke about the fight, and if we release this on Sunday, we already know whether he's won or lost. So
Yeah. So
let's
you
get
needed
out
to get it out
early.
there, yeah.
So your wish came true there, mate.
Well, the last comment from Chels7436. Paddy was robbed because he got jabbed in the eye at least twice and kicked in the ghoulies, but the ref did nothing.
Well, this is the man that we can ask. How do you think that fight went?
I mean, how did it went? I mean,
Just for context, by the way, Adam sat here last week and
Yeah.
went, "Oh, he's fighting a bit of a journeyman in here." And I went,
what? Engage you
I'm
like,
like, a journeyman. I'm like, he's fought
the
the
walking
best.
highlight reel.
Yeah, he's fought the best people in the division for fucking 10 years.
Yeah.
Like, what's your take on the fight?
Yeah, I mean, I think he said before, you know, I'm gonna stand with him, I'm gonna knock him out, which is probably not the best strategy in terms of when your grappling's way better than your striking. But yeah, I mean, he stuck to his word, and yeah, he did what he did. He went the distance. He took some big shots. I think he came out of it sort of not better off, but he came out of it.
His
still
stock didn't go down.
Exactly. Yeah. He didn't come out of it in a bad way. Like, in fact, he probably gained more followers for how he.
There were a lot of respect from a lot of the fighters about how good his chin is.
Yeah.
Not that you want to be taking damage like that. That's
Yeah,
like,
yeah. You don't want that every fight. Like, oh, he's got a really good chin. Oh, he's got a really good chin. You
Yeah.
don't want that every fight. But I mean, he's up there. He's fought. I know it was the interim title, but he's fought for the title. You know, what more can you ask of him? You know, apart from obviously getting the win, of course, which would have been fantastic. I wanted him to win. I was backing him to win.
If you were in his corner, what would you have been? What would your game plan have been?
Grapple him, just grapple, pull guard. yeah, I would, but it's one of them. You've got. He'd obviously said, you know, this is what we're going to do, and they sort of stuck to their guns, and you know, live by the sword.
Thing is,
die
the
by
price,
sword
it's
kind of
prize
thing.
fighting. You always said this. The prize fighters, you know, like he put on a show, and
Yeah,
they
he
are
put on a
showing it.
show. He made a lot of money. You know, he's sat there, plenty of dough on his back.
How much do you think he made? How much do you reckon he got paid out for that fight? You're the man we've got to ask because you're like in that little circle.
I'm not in the circle. I don't.
Nah?
I feel like, especially
You've
with
been pushed
modern.
out the circle.
I feel like with modern MMA, I'm
Right.
kind of like not in the. I don't even like. I watched that fight because I was interested. I wanted to watch that fight.
Could you not hazard a guess as to what you think he may have got for that? Because he spent 150,000 quid on tickets for his family.
Right, yeah.
So he
yeah.
bought like.
Oh yeah, so it's in the millions, isn't it?
You would
what he's
think he'd
getting.
got
And I
millions.
think he does really well with sponsorships and stuff
yeah.
as well.
I think he signed that Barstool deal.
Yeah, that was $1 million. I think. Yeah. So there's a lot of money flying around. You know, we don't know. I think they do release the official. Check the numbers.
Google that,
check
Joe.
their
Did he get a
numbers.
fight of the night or performance
Yes,
of the
that's
night or
that were
something like that?
$100,000. He got
Yeah,
fight
so that's
of the night.
So he got
100,000.
that.
Yeah.
So it paid for some of his family to go out and watch.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure they released the purses.
Do they, yeah?
I think they are public. Obviously, there's bonuses, you know, that you don't hear about or whatever. But yeah, I'm pretty sure the purses are out there for everybody to see.
Fair play to Paddy though. I mean, like everyone loves to fucking slag him off, right? I was
Yeah,
chatting to him
yeah.
about this. How much better has he got in his time in the UFC? Like, if you look how much he's advanced his abilities, it's incredible. But people still love to shit on him.
Yeah, you're gonna get that with anybody, any fighter, and that you see it, especially when you're pushing on and you're doing big things, and when you he's very good. He's a very good talker and stuff. So yeah, you're gonna get like that backlash from people, jealousy, and people just don't like you. You know.
Beard were first to say back when he first signed in the UFC, he literally said, I hope he gets splattered. run the clip back. And then as we've met him, we've done more stuff. I want him to win.
yeah. Well, listen. With most fighters, in my experience, most people who can fight really, really well tend to be sound.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? And sometimes what gets put out there is not the full
story.
Yeah. You get to know someone and it's like, oh, this person's actually sound. I thought they were a bit of a douche or whatever. But, you know, if you want to be, especially today, like in the world of social media, I don't think I even had Instagram when I fought in the UFC. Do you know what I mean?
No, yeah.
So it's like, so now it's all about, you know, I say to my fighters all the time, you got to be building your brand, putting stuff out every day, posting, and, you know, you've got to sort of stand for something a little bit. Like Paddy's got this, you know, Scousers don't get knocked out, and you know, he's got that kind of vibe about him. And he's got the haircut, you know what I mean?
Yeah, he's got a brand, he's got like an image.
Yeah,
like,
yeah, and that's what you need. If you're just like head shaven, yeah, I do fighting, you know, and it's just kind of this generic, you know, like when you're playing on UFC on the game and you get like the generic character, it's like you're just that generic, you know, Dave Smith. I do
said that
fighting.
about,
you need to have something more.
I thought that about like Louis Lee Scott, for example, a fantastic fighter.
Yeah.
He's won the Contender Series. He's in the UFC now. So that the next progression of like his ability, we're still going a bit deep onto MMA. I might have to cut some of this out, but like it would be building a brand around it, wouldn't it? 'Cause he's such a good fighter.
Yeah, that's it.
But one of the things that I did see online was because of Paddy losing that fight, the potential next fight for Paddy is McGregor at the White House.
That would be crazy, and that would do huge numbers as well.
That's like the perfect fight.
That is a great fight. Yeah, that is a great fight.
But can McGregor get back down to 155? Have you seen the size of him now?
Yeah, he's jacked. Yeah, he's jacked. His head's massive as well.
Yes.
We was at BKFC and like he came up to me after, and his head, he's just massive. He's just jacked.
What's he like in real life?
I mean, so I actually fought on the same card as McGregor in the Middle East in Jordan. This was for Cage Warriors, so pre UFC, and he was McGregor. Do you know? And this is going back to what I was saying about like what you've got to put out there on your socials and stuff. I think it's really important as a fighter that you, whatever you are, whoever you are, because we're all different, you know, and we're living in the McGregor era. So everybody, basically, if you're Irish, you're going to try and be McGregor. Yeah. If you've got 5%, if you do your ancestry test and you've got 5% Irish DNA, you're trying to be McGregor. You're bouncing around as a southpaw. You know, that's what's happening. But that's not the model. Like, it obviously worked for him.
Yeah.
The model is 10x whatever you are.
Yep.
So the McGregor I see now, you know, and everyone's like, wow, this guy's crazy. Is this really him? That's just the same McGregor as I saw all them years ago, you know, early 2000s or whatever. But he's just,
on
you
drugs.
know, he's just times by 100, you know, so he's not, the thing is with McGregor, he is genuinely him.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
This is not an act. He is doing what is in his own mind. And it's the same for Paddy. He is just, what you see on socials is just the enhanced version of him.
We've filmed with him many times now, and he's exactly as you
Exactly,
see.
yeah. And it's like, I think that's what people need to tap into. So if you're just like a super nice guy, be ultra nice guy, you know, be.
The same thing is transferable to YouTube.
Yeah.
Be you, but amplified.
Exactly,
Because you will find your audience thereafter.
Yeah.
So yeah, like that's good.
That's a lesson.
He McGregor's now like morphed into Joe Rogan by the looks of things because he's got a bald head, it's got bigger.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
kind of
I think that's TRT. I think that's something to do with testosterone, maybe. I mean, I'm not sure if he's in. Is he in the USADA pool? I'm sure I seen an article where it's like McGregor's re-entering the USADA pool, so that means he could be tested.
In and out, doesn't he?
Yeah,
He dips
yeah.
in.
You can test me today, but definitely not next week. Yeah. So
Are you still doing? So the last podcast you were on the 100th episode, you did our family tree.
Yeah.
You got us all. Adam's.
that was one of my favourite conversations.
It was. I mean, you basically delivered a monologue for about 90 minutes, and we just sat there with his mouth open because it was the best podcast we've ever done.
Yeah,
if anybody's listening, go back to episode 100 because Danny tracked back mine and Adam's family tree back to the origin as far as it would go. Adam, being a Moran, said he was the most Irish man ever, and it turns out I was actually more Irish than him, which is quite funny.
Yeah. You had the ridiculous claims that we went into.
So go back and listen to that. But are you still doing any family trees still?
Yeah, so I did set up a channel and I was doing videos and stuff like that, but that sort of took a back seat because off the back of that, so thank you very much, I got so many messages and requests for people to do family trees. So I've now done about 200 family trees. I found missing.
Should be on commission.
I found he should be. Yeah. To be fair, I charge way too little for the amount of time because I do so much. I get so invested in somebody else's story.
Yeah.
So I charge like, you know, for a block of hours. So, 10-hour blocks I usually do. So that they're doing I get a 10-hour block of research. So I'm blasting that out, and I get so deep into it. I get so invested that I end up doing more and more. And I'm like, oh, I've got this. And
Wake up at middle at night
and
thinking
sometimes
about it.
they're like, yeah, that's enough. Yeah, I'm happy with that. And I'm thinking, no, I could go further. I could do more. Like you're missing out. Like I'll do it for free. Just give it, So I've ended up doing I found so many like missing relatives, reunited people together, found loads of mad surprises. I've had some very harsh conversations with people about, parents not being who they thought they were and stuff like that.
Like you've met,
yeah.
Some people had parents that weren't actually their parents.
Yeah. I've had people, it all comes down to DNA. So, you could sit there and tell me, this is my mum, this is my dad, da-da-da-da-da. I can put it all in, we can go through the records and we can build a nice tree. As soon as you do your DNA and that DNA doesn't match what I've got on that paper, now we've got an issue. And then I have to start looking and think, where does this chain break, and where does it divert? And then, I am quite good at, I'd love to be like, like they do these hair hunters where people people die and they've got all this stuff to give, and they don't know who the family is, and you can find. I've
got an uncle in Ghana that's like said I've he died.
Yeah,
I've got loads of money
I get that message a lot as well. I think
And money's arrived. But I sent my PayPal. So
that's gone now. But so I found loads of mad stuff like that, and I've helped a lot of people with Irish passports as well, because an Irish passport is a very good passport to hold. Obviously, it's still in the EU, so you can travel in Europe. A lot of people now are jumping on the.
Can I get one? Because I'm pretty Irish.
Yeah, you might be able to.
My grandma were Irish, wasn't she?
Yeah. So you might be able to snag one.
Yeah,
we might be able to sort.
How much do you charge for that?
So it just. it just depends really. Greece not bad. But I just charge people like per hour for research, and then people for the Irish passport stuff. You just need to order like Irish birth documents and stuff, prove your ancestry, your connection to that people.
How many connections back do you need to be to get an Irish passport?
Usually grandparents you can get away with,
right.
Obviously parents is good. Grandparents, anything past that, then you're gonna struggle.
Okay.
But, so I've been doing lots of that, and again, I've not been putting videos out and stuff because I've been that busy. Like every day, people are messaging me, "Can you do this for me? Can you do that? Can you find this person?" And so I don't even advertise. I don't put no. I haven't been putting
that podcast running background.
I haven't been putting no videos out. Like I'm actively. I've got a few on the go now, so I'm constantly.
You must be a wedge man. That's all Lamborghini is that yours?
Listen. I don't charge nowhere near enough. In terms of hourly rate, I'm on minimum wage. In fact, I'm less.
It's because HMAS. He's listening in it. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, that's it. I need to pay my self-assessment when I get in as well.
Yeah, it's that time of year.
It is, yeah. But when is this podcast going out, by the way?
This will be going out on Sunday, so
right,
you need to get it done before the week.
Damn.
What else is going on in your world then? Have we got any fights coming up?
So I'm just waiting on some. So I've had lots of different fight offers come in. Obviously, last year I had 2 fights.
Mate, watching you fight Vale Tudo were mental.
Yeah, it was
You're a lunatic, by the way. So just for context, for those that are listening, we went to Hull,
the Connection Live Arena.
The arena in Hull.
Yeah.
And you obviously know everybody. You've got all your family and friends coming. People are buying tickets. You're meeting people. It's so chaotic. You would think that Danny would be in the back listening to music, just on a skipping rope.
Because you were one of the first people to arrive, right?
I came early doors. I wanted to see the whole spectacle. And he's running around like a dickhead, or like till about 30 minutes before his fight. Then he runs in the back. I don't know, fucking hits a few pads. And he's out there fighting Vale Tudo.
Yeah.
You're mental, mate.
Yeah, so for those who don't know, Vale Tudo is the old version of MMA. So before MMA became what it is today, the UFC. So UFC 1, if anyone's ever watched that is Vale Tudo rules, which means it means anything goes in Portuguese. It originated in Brazil, but it's not literally anything goes. So you can't poke in the eyes and you can't bite. Kick in the groin, there is a loose set of rules, but it's as close to 0 rules as you're going to get without, gouging someone's eye out and biting the nose off. So so that's I always wanted to do it, and managed to do it. So now that is now evolved into almost like we got so many comments, so much interest around that. I'm like, right.
Is that one of the first in the UK for like a long time?
Like I believe it's the first proper organized Vale Tudo fight on a show, like people have said, oh yeah, you know, this guy did a street fight in this, you know, like these kind of underground things. But I'm talking about a full show with production.
Yeah.
I think it's the only one. It's the only one I'm aware of. If anyone knows of any others in the UK,
That's it.
you know, let me know. And
A lot of people won't know this. Like, as far as like pioneers of like the original people to get into mixed, you are one of the first. You're knocking on a bit now, mate. Are you
I'm 40 this year.
so you're what, like the 160th black belt in MMA?
116th BJJ black belt in the UK.
In the UK.
Yeah, so I was in
And then you're now the first to do Vale Tudo on a show.
Yeah,
Like, these
yeah.
are some accolades, aren't there? So what's it progression into?
So now, 100% I am going to put a show on that is all Vale Tudo rules. Yeah, I've got a sick idea.
Okay.
And yeah, I don't want to give too much away, but it's all shows now. The thing is why I don't watch too much MMA now is it's very sort of clean and it's
commercialised.
sport. Yeah. And the reason I sort of liked MMA back in the day is because it had this underground vibe. It wasn't, you know, boxing, which was mainstream.
Yeah.
So now MMA is sort of, you know, it's a legitimate sport now. It's not like it's underground sport. So now I'm like,
What's underground?
yeah. I want to go back
Yeah.
to what I originally watched, which was UFC 1. Can we bring that back and bring a bit of that underground feeling? That bit, you know, I remember the first time I watched MMA live and I walked in and I saw a cage because all my early fights were in a ring or on mats because we didn't have cages in the UK. So eventually someone fabricated a cage, copied the UFC, and they put this cage in an arena. I walked in and I was like, I looked at it and I'm like, wow, this is like, it felt sinister. It felt like I was part of something.
Felt illegal.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm like, but now I'm literally stood in the corner of like, you know, Rico or, you know, someone in a big MMA fight and I'm just looking around and it's so normal. I don't feel like I get the buzz from the event and stuff and I'm buzzing, but I never get that same feeling as when I was like, wow, I'm part of something that's on the fringes.
You do get desensitized to it all. Like, you're just watching. I mean, there's that much stuff in life on social media that you get desensitized to most things, like the gruesome stuff that happens in the world. And I recall it like when I were at Octagon, or you know, month after month, week after week, and when you first see it and you're there and the spectacle, you're like, that's amazing. And then you do 10 shows and you're like,
yeah, it's just not because
unless something brutal happens, like somebody snaps the leg in front of you or
Yeah.
gets completely penciled, you're just like, oh yeah, right, I bought back in now. But it's weird, isn't it? Yeah, so there's probably a market
exactly, yeah. So I don't watch too many fights and stuff now, and so I'm thinking, right, let's take it back. Let's make it. It's not going to be illegal, you know. They're going to be organised fights. There's going to be proper refs, proper medical. It's going to be, you know, it's going to be legit in that terms. But I want it. How we do it, I want it to feel like, wow, this is not just another event where, you know, you pay 40 quid, you watch your mate fight and you go home. It's something that's exclusive, that's sort of like, you feel like you're part of something.
Yeah.
So we're gonna do an event and there's gonna be only 300 people allowed to watch.
Right.
There's gonna be no live streaming. There's gonna be no phones allowed. So when you walk in the building, you put your phone in a bag in a locker. And you go in with nothing. There's no live stream, so people can't watch from home. You know, nobody's going to be filming it live on the phone. It's literally the 300 of you are in that building, and you're going to see something that no one else is going to see. And then you're going to go home and you're going to be like, wow, what have we just witnessed? You know, that's what I want.
Wow.
Yeah, and that's what nobody's doing right now.
He sold it well to you there.
Yeah, I'm like
You're
fully
sold.
bought in. Like.
Yeah. I mean, because if back in the day, obviously I love MMA, I love fighting. So if there was a fight happening, I would go because that's what I love to watch, any kind of combat sport. Whereas now, there's fights every week, every Friday, Saturday, Sunday, there's fights. Are you coming to this fight? Are you coming to this grappling match? Are you coming to this? And I'm like, oh, I can't be arsed.
Yeah.
And people are like, oh yeah, but you love fighting, it's your life. And I'm like, listen, like, the last thing I want to do is more fighting, and you know, it's almost like I've burnt out my fight receptors. Like, I love cornering, I love being involved, and you know, it is my life. But I just go into the same shows and seeing the same thing, and everybody's trying to copy the UFC, and they're just a worse version than the UFC, or you know. yeah, I just think.
I'm sold on that idea. That I really like that.
Yeah, and I mean, there's more to it than that.
Okay.
But
You're gonna have to put some heavy ticket prices on that then to make it
yeah,
viable, aren't you?
exactly. Yeah, so I just really want to make something that's special. That's you come along to it and you pay a decent whack.
Yeah.
Let's say I'll pull up. I haven't sort of ticket price or anything like that. I'm just looking for the right venue right now. But say you pay £500 for your ticket. I want you to feel like you've got something there that other people haven't
For
got.
context, that's no one else would dare do that. But that's only like going to like a Michelin restaurant, for example.
Oh, yeah,
You go to a Michelin restaurant and you've paid for your 7-course menu, your
And
drinks,
it's not even about the food. It's
a full
It's the experience. You're paying to be there and sit there and feel. You're
Yeah.
looking around at the people, and it's like you're dipping your toe into something that maybe you can't do all the time.
Yep.
And that's what I want to do with this show. It's not going to be like, every 3 months we're going to do this show, and it's going to be this. I might do it once a year. Once a year we're going to meet, and this is what's going to happen. And maybe. You get your ticket, and I'd love to go above and beyond, but there's cost for everything. So say you bought a ticket, I could have a guy bring you your ticket. Someone's going to come to your house in a suit, yeah? They're going to knock on your door, they're in a suit, like the Men in Black.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? They're going to turn up in a black SUV, they're going to, there you go, sir, there's your ticket, open
up
it
a briefcase.
Yeah, there's your ticket, and it's like, you're like, wow, I'm part of something here.
Yeah.
And the ticket's going to have an address on it, but that address is not the venue. Yeah, so you're going to drive your car, you're going to park, maybe it's a multi-story car park, yeah? You get to the car park, you park up, the guy who dropped the ticket off, he's going to come with me, Josh. And he's going to take you, and he's going to take you to...
How cool is this?
Yeah, he's going to take you to, a blacked out SUV, whatever.
Yeah, a bit of chloroform.
Yeah, bag on your head, bosh.
Yeah, wake up.
He's going to drive.
Got
Leave that in.
Sorry, I killed it. But honestly, that's
unbelievable. I want it to feel like that. Have you ever watched Hostel? I want it to feel like I want it to be like that. Like you're watching these fights, but you think at any moment they could do a human auction.
Yeah. It sounds like Squid Game.
Yeah, right. So another thing I thought, right, so, you're in this blacked out car, you get taken to the venue, you get brought, red carpet into the venue, you get sat down, you've got your own personal, maybe you're on a table or you're in a group, you've got your own personal waiter you can send for stuff. And I thought, should we have the waiters and the security and the staff masked up?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, think Squid Game style, they're masked up, you can't see, and you're like, why are they... Their identities don't need to be hidden because it's not illegal what we're doing.
Yeah.
But the fact that their identities are hidden, it sort of leaves a question in your brain like, what are we? Why is this all right? Are we okay to be here? That's what I want to create. I want to create an experience.
And that's how you'd make like the brand of it, and make it a proper experience like that.
Yeah.
That is unbelievable.
Yeah.
I'm sold, me.
Yeah.
Get us 2 tickets.
Yeah. So
we're in for 3 tickets. We'll get 5. We'll take the blokes. We're 5 tickets in here. That's a lot of money, 2.5 grand.
Yeah, let's do it. So that's what I want to do, and I just want to create this this underground event. It's going to be super professional, but at the same time, it's going to feel like it's not going to be like an arena show, or it's going to be something.
Like a basement, like Fight Club.
Exactly like Fight Club, you know what I mean? So imagine there's VIP tables, red carpets, bottle of Grey Goose, but when you look, you're in an abandoned factory. That'd be the ideal scenario.
That'd be class.
Yeah. Think like Chernobyl. We could do it in Chernobyl. What's the deal getting over there right now? Are we good to go?
Maybe not.
Are we good to go? So Chernobyl Fighting Championship, basically, yeah.
That's class, mate.
But yeah, so that's what I want to do. So and I would possibly fight on it. I've already been collecting names, people who want to fight on it. So that's one thing that I'm doing. And then on the same Vale Tudo side, there's a possible another Vale Tudo fight happening for me. There's actually a few. So because I've done that now, a few sort of promotions and that have come out of the woodwork and said,
we fancy a bit of that.
And yeah. So there's the potential of another one in Hull.
Okay.
Hull becomes the hotbed of Vale Tudo fighting in the UK. But then the other thing is another bucket list thing that I always wanted to do, which was to fight in Japan.
Yeah.
Now, I would fight any rules in Japan. I would fight boxing, whatever, grappling, MMA, just to go to Japan and compete is the dream. That's always been the dream, is to go there, you know, from the old Pride FC shows back in the day, and, you know, just the culture and everything about Japan. You know, it's like the martial arts culture, and, you know, fighting there, I have to do it. You know, whatever fighting style it is, I have to do it. It just so happens that there is a new event that is started in Tokyo, and they put on Vale Tudo fights. And the rules are even less than what I just fought. So you can actually kick in the groin.
Yeah.
And you can pull the hair as well, which means I might have to shave the mullet off at this stage. So I've been in conversation with these guys in Japan. They're very interested. Looking for opponents right now.
Yep.
So there's a potential that in March I will be fighting in Tokyo, in Japan. Yes.
Ooh.
So we're looking at, you know, very close.
Because Adam wants to go film in Japan, so
Well,
we could line all this up. You know,
this could be.
we could be in your. Not
could
so much in your corner. I don't have much use in your corner, but we
Yeah.
could at least be there in. Cheering you on.
So this is what we're looking at, and so exciting times.
That's class, man.
Yeah. So I'm just waiting on that, and then hopefully in the next week or so we'll have some contracts signed. We can get some news out, and so it's going to be a big year. So. Yeah, if the March fight doesn't happen, they've got another event in July. So March or July.
July would work for us, I think.
Yeah,
if we
so-
can get out there in July.
Yeah.
If you can just push it back a bit.
Push it back, yeah. So March or July, Japan.
Yeah.
May, possibly Vale Tudo in Hull. The BKFC, there's been offers on the table and stuff. They're very poor with dates. What I need, my year now is so busy. I need exact dates, times.
Yeah.
You know, I'm in next week. I'm in Thailand for 3 weeks.
Nice.
In Bangtao, so
Yeah.
I'm training there and stuff. Owen Livesey's opened a new gym, so
Yeah.
I'm going to go visit Owen and do some training with him. So lots happening. So I need to know. The problem with BKFC is they're like, yeah, we've got this event. We're not sure when it's going to be, but can you fight this guy? And, you know, there's been some good opportunities put in front of me, but I'm like,
It's a bit unprofessional, that really, isn't it?
yeah, the shows, they've only just released all the information for the Newcastle show, which is the 14th of March. So,
Right. Yeah.
you know, that's not far away. What's that, 6 weeks away?
Yeah.
So, it's one of them. You know, I need to know way in advance because I've got so much stacking up this year now.
Well, most importantly, I mean, Adam brought it up last week. You've been training sword fighting MMA, full suit of armor, medieval Danny. What's the deal? I mean, I've seen there's a bit of exclusive behind the scenes footage that I've watched, and it looks unbelievable. Like, so what's the crack, mate?
So this all kept. My life has just been a random mess of just events happening. You know, if I died today, I could say that I have lived like the life of 10 men. You know, I've done so much in my life, and I don't know if it's ADHD or what. I don't know what you call it, but I've got so many ideas.
ADHD.
Yeah, definitely brain damage. But I've got so many ideas.
Yeah.
You know, like I sit there and I've got, you know, and I am guilty of, you know, jumping from one thing to another and not finishing this thing while I do this thing. But so many ideas. And yeah, I just posted, obviously I'm into history, you know, the Crusades, you know, medieval times, all this. I'm really interested in all that, interested in combat and stuff. So I saw I've seen it years ago, the night fighting. They sometimes do it on MMA shows. And there was a little joke. There's a show up in the Northeast called The Straightener Show. And they do like mad stuff. So last time they had guys whipping each other with a bullwhip. That was a fight, you know, so they walked out and they was whipping each other. It was crazy. And they have all these mental fights. And he's like joking. He's like, oh, you should fight in a suit of armor, you know, do a night fight. And I was like, oh, yeah. So it was kind of a joke. And then I was in York, and there's a shop that sells like swords and armor and stuff like that. So I'm looking, I'm like seriously considering buying a suit of armor. I'm like, this is sick. You know, I want a suit of armor. I could fight in it, yeah. And my missus were like, do not dare buy a suit of armor. So I ended up not buying the suit of armor. And I put a picture on of two guys fighting. It was on M1 Challenge, an event in Russia, you know, dressed up as knights, whatever. And I'm like, who sells that? Like, where do you get this, like, armor that you can actually fight in? And loads of people commenting and stuff. And one guy called Danny messaged and he just said, oh, you know, if you want to do this, come down. I've got a gym in Nottingham. This is what we do. We'll fit you up with some armour and you can try it. So I'm like, you know, and that sort of comment sort of got brushed off by everyone. Everyone's like, oh, yeah, Danny's going to buy some armour. You know, funny story. Then I thought, right, let's do it. So I got in contact with him and he's like, yeah, we've got a school in Nottingham called Armoured Martial Arts Nottingham. Come down, you know, we'll do some training, put the armour on, we can spar. And I'm like, yes, let's do this.
You are mental.
Yeah.
Fucking Tuesday lunchtime, let's go down and fight this dude.
Why not? You know, I've got nothing better to do in my life.
That's what I'm thinking, why not?
So I thought, I need to document this. I'm like, I can't do this. Because, you know, we did about three hours there. And I'm like, I can't do 3 hours of training like this and not document it.
100%, yeah.
So I get Brody now, who's doing a bit of behind the scenes stuff. And I say, let's do this. So we jump in the car, we're driving, and I had this same conversation. I'm like, we just needed to film this, to document it. And we're like, yeah, it's just another side quest, isn't it? And then it was like, wow. What if that's the channel? What if we make a channel, Danny's side quests, and we've got all these random things that I do in my life that I don't document? Yeah. Let's document them. Let's make them into something. So now this is the launch basically of our new channel. We're gonna we've got different challenges we're going to be doing and stuff, and this is just one part of it.
It's so good. I mean, you have the. I mean, obviously we've known each other for a long time now. The stuff that you've done, places you've been, the people you've met, the stories you've got are unbelievable, and it never stops. You know, like we've got stories. There's a story we were filming Stations of Cage and went over to Owen's gym. And you pulled some out of your bag, right? Which we could never document, but the boys still talk about that. Like, Danny's mental. And I'm like, Danny's fucking mental. The stuff he's done to people.
You'll have to remind me what that was, but yeah, and it's like
after the show.
I've got so many of these stories and stuff, and a lot of people are like, did this really happen or whatever? But it's like this side quest channel now is going to be about come along and see what, you know, all these mad things that I'd end up doing that happened to me. Like, come along and see it happen real time, because again, I've done so much stuff in my life. And I think, why didn't I just record that? Why did I not capture that moment?
Yeah, I mean, you're going to do it. But you could say that about a lot of things, but like you've agreed to do it now.
Yeah.
Just continue on that path. That video that Brody put together is sick. Like the footage is class. I think you're really onto something there.
Yeah.
I think if you package it right now, moving forward, you could really get a nice. Like, I think you get a solid foundation.
Because all it is it's stuff I'm going to do anyway.
Yep.
Like, I am going to go to Japan and fight in a no rules fight in Japan.
Yep.
That is a side quest. Like, come along. We had a joke. We just said, basically, my life, everything is a side quest.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, everything I do now, it's like my normal life doesn't really exist anymore. I get up in the morning and I think, what can I do this week? What mad stuff am I doing? Let's go to Japan and fight in a no rules fight. Let's go and fight in. So obviously we went down to Nottingham. We trained in the armour. You know, there's going to be a big video coming out documenting it all. But the plan is, I am going to fight in a suit of armour against another dude. And if that goes well, I might fight in a battle, 5-on-5 or 30-on-30. You know, we could do.
What do you mean in a battle?
Oh, they have battles and everything. Yeah. So
like where?
All over. So he's
George is like, what the fuck is this podcast?
This guy Dan, like, he is. So we just turned up naively, like, oh yeah, we're going to do a bit of sword fighting and that.
Did you think you were going to bar him? Do you think you'd have him?
Oh no. I thought that I went there with an open mind, thinking like, this is going to be new because, you know, it's just different, isn't it? Like, you don't, like, listen, I've trained all over the world and stuff, and I've trained with different people who are very good at their own sport. And if you don't know about that particular sport, they're going to beat you at it. Same with everything. So, yeah, I went in there with an open mind, knowing that, you know, I'm going to learn some things. It's going to be different. It was so hard because the armour weighs that much.
How much does it weigh?
Like 35 kilos was the armour that I had on. So it took 45 minutes to put that armour on, roughly.
Really?
So once I got mine on, he's like, right, now I need to put my armour on. So we had to wait for him to put his armour on. So by the time he got his armour on, I'm sweating. I was hitting the bag. My arms felt like lead weights. Now I've got to pick a sword and a shield up, and we're gonna have a little do. So it was so hard. It was like fighting underwater, you know. And and then I tried to take him down, and I ended up on the floor. And then once you're on the floor, it's very, very hard to get up.
I saw the footage, and when you were on the floor and he were on top of you, and I was like, I couldn't believe what I was seeing.
Yeah.
Genuinely, I was like, oh my God.
Yeah, I felt like I just couldn't move.
Like a white belt on you.
Yeah, I just cannot move. But just a little bit of knowledge, obviously. Again, the plan is to eventually have a fight, but we're going to document
My advice to you is, by the way, for this video, don't release it until you've had the fight. Make the video. Don't make a series of videos.
Yeah.
Just be patient.
I don't know if we can wait that long. I think I just want to.
If I can give you any advice, like be patient, because like look at the golf, the 350 video.
Yeah,
if I'd have done that in piecemeal, it'd have been shit.
Yeah.
I 3 months, 2 months of training, a month to edit it, and I just sat on it, didn't say shit.
Yeah.
And then we dropped it. It did 600,000 views.
It's too late though now because we put pictures out. Little clip. I think we're too. I think we're too far in.
No. Because like this, like your reach only goes that far. The podcast, it's just a conversation. This could be part of the documentation of this. Like this all adds to the story. Do not release that. But if I give you any advice, don't release it.
Yeah. But at the same time, so the plan is to have every 2 weeks we're going to release a video, and the challenges and stuff are going to change.
Don't put a production schedule on it.
Yeah.
Trust me.
Oh
mate.
God, you're killing me. You're killing me. I want to release this video so bad.
Listen to me. So we on the new channel, we've got the review channel. We release once a month. We could have said once a week. We could have said twice a week.
Yeah.
Fucking Danny Rate My Takeaway. I think he releases one a day.
Yeah.
Like we've just gone one a month, and they do mad numbers.
Right. Yeah.
Because you've just put like an arbitrary release schedule on it for no reason.
Yeah.
It makes no sense.
Yeah.
Whereas like if you could release one a month.
Yeah.
So 12 challenges a year.
Yeah. But there's going to be a lot of small. The thing is, there's going to be a lot of like smaller challenges that aren't. Like this is like an epic thing, and the time frame as well is going to be so long because training in between all the other things.
Nah, I'm not. You're not convincing me, mate. George, I mean, like the golfing.
I mean, maybe that's like the ultimate episode. Maybe the smaller challenges lead up, and then boom, that's like the.
We'll have a conversation afterwards. But if I can give you any advice, don't release that.
Yeah.
Because like we've been recording golf stuff now for a couple of months, and we're well in the hole for all that. And we won't start releasing it until probably March, April.
Yeah.
I won't do it if I were you.
Yeah.
If I give you any advice. So we'll have a conversation afterwards.
We'll figure it out, yeah. But yeah, that's it basically. Danny's side quest, it's going to be me just living my bucket list life, doing mad stuff. Me and you can have a little golf one because obviously you're big on golf now.
As long as I don't have to fight you,
yeah,
we'll play golf.
Yeah, well, maybe we can combine it. Have you ever seen chess boxing? Maybe we could do golf jiu-jitsu.
I've seen like football MMA where they're like throwing kicks and stuff. Trying to get the ball.
Yeah, we could figure.
You've never seen
out.
chess boxing?
No. What do you do? Like move and then you get a dig off.
So you play chess for one round.
Yeah.
And then the chessboard. You're in the middle of a boxing ring. Then the chessboard gets moved out of the way. You've got your hands wrapped. Gloves go on. Then you fight 3 minutes. Bam. Then gloves come off. Sit down. Play chess. This is a legit thing. I think it's based in Germany.
Okay.
The WCBO, the World Chess Boxing Organization, and they have to get in. You must have a pro fight record, so MMA, bare knuckle boxing, whatever. You must have pro fights, legitimate that they can see, and you must have a chess score above a certain number. I don't know how chess scores work to get in.
This is Daddy's Side Quest episode 3, isn't it?
Yeah. But it's like there's so many of these side quests. Another example. So. This week we got the news. So Craig Derbyshire, professional boxer that I train, small. In fact, it's a minimum weight, 105 pounds, which is very, very small. He has now been given a shot at the WBC silver world title. So this is like it's one belt below the WBC belt, which is the best belt you could win in boxing. So he has now, this guy lost his first 10 fights. Now he's won the Central Area title, the English title. He's won the Commonwealth title, defended it. Now can fight for a green WBC belt. And And I'm like, this is a Rocky story. This is gonna be in Spain. I'm gonna be out there cornering him. I'm like, this is a side quest in itself. Like, I am the Mickey to the real life Rocky. Let's document this.
Yeah.
So that's another side quest that we can, we can do. So basically, all my life is made up of mini side quests.
What does your son think? What does Roman think about
He
your
just
life?
thinks I'm an idiot. He's like, Dad, what are you doing? When I did the night fighting stuff, he's like, why are you doing that? Why are you doing that for? You're going to get hurt. I'm like, I'm all right.
Imagine him at school. All the kids must think, nah, you're chatting, Roman, you're chatting shit.
It's like, my dad had to put armour on, I had to fight. And then we took him, he was buzzing the other week. We took him, so he's really into, again, this is going to lead into another side quest. So he started getting into the WWE, really likes it.
Yeah.
So for Christmas, I bought him front row tickets to the WWE. Whoa. And like once in a lifetime thing. I got him the meet and greet package, so we got there early. He knew we were going to sit on the front row because he got the tickets and it said like 1A. And he's like, Dad, does this mean we're at the front? And I'm like, yeah. And he was buzzing. So we got there early. Like, show starts at 7. We got there at 4. And there's nobody there. And Roman was like, we're very early. Like, why are we here so early? No one's here yet. I'm like, we're just making sure we can get in early. And then the guy came out the back and he's like, right, who's ready to meet some wrestlers? And Roman's face was like, oh my God, and it was so good to see him. So, we sat there. We got to go back and we met Sami Zayn, very good WWE competitor, and then the Kabuki Warriors, female tag team. Yeah, you won't know. I didn't know these until Roman started getting into it. I started watching a bit with it, and I'm like, wow. And yeah, we sat there front row, and again, I've been involved in combat sports all my life. When I was younger, early 90s, I liked watching WWF or whatever, Hulk Hogan, Ultimate Warrior, all that. But and then I got older, got into real fighting, and I sort of looked down on wrestling, like no good that. I'm above that. I'm a real fighter. But I'll tell you what, sitting in that front row and watching them perform, I'm like, wow, I was amazed.
The physical performance that is mental, isn't it?
Like what they do. Not a normal person cannot do, and a normal fighter couldn't do either. There's regular fighters who are tough or whatever. They could not do what they, how they combine everything from acting to gymnastics to actual wrestling technique and stuff, and the full package. I was in awe. It was probably one of the best events, and I've been to multiple UFCs in Las Vegas, and I've been KSW in Poland. I'd say KSW is probably the best event I've ever been to, but I'd say this is definitely top 5. It's up there with above a lot of MMA events. Like,
what an accolade
yeah,
that is,
and the crowd is so much more enthusiastic and stuff. It was absolutely bonkers, and I'm like, wow. So I've been taking Roman to there's a pro wrestling gym opened in Doncaster. So there's a pro wrestling gym in Nottingham called, everything leads to Nottingham, armoured martial arts in Nottingham and pro wrestling in Nottingham, but there's a gym in Nottingham called House of Pain, and they put out, wrestlers on the UK independent circuit.
Yeah.
They've opened like a feeder gym in Doncaster. So they did an open day, and I'm like, oh, perfect, it ties in, Roman loves wrestling now, I'll take him down. And he went down and he was bouncing on the ropes and learned how to clothesline people, and he loved it. And I got talking to the wrestlers there, and they were like, "Yeah, you should try it." And I thought, you know what, I'm gonna do it.
A name like the Cheesecake Assassin is like a wrestler name. Isn't it? It works.
Yeah, and I thought, you know what, I'm gonna do it. And I've got like a bit of wrestling in my. Pro wrestling in my sort of family tree and stuff as well. So I thought, you know what, this could be good.
You're going to start smashing gear, mate.
Yeah, oh no, yeah.
You're going to have to get well wired.
You know what, bring it on. I'm 40 this year. Let's get jacked.
Did Cain Velasquez?
Yeah,
Cain
Velasquez jumped in.
That was like a fever dream. That I can't remember if that. Was
he did. Yeah, and so I went to watch WWE. The first time I ever watched it live was in Manchester, and it was when Roman had just got into it, and I'm like, oh, we'll just go see a live event. Again, really good. I'm like, wow, this is amazing. And at the event, Tom Aspinall, because it was in Manchester, they had Tommy Fury ringside, and then they said, and now entering the ring, UFC heavyweight champion Tom Aspinall. He came out, everyone's clapping, cheering. He's in Manchester. He is the legitimate
The man, yeah.
champion
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
UFC. And then like, and now entering the ring, you know, the current WWE undisputed champion Cody Rhodes. The crowd 10 times louder,
Yeah.
Absolutely mental. So they're cheering 10 times more for a guy who has, you know,
It's not
pre-scheduled
Yeah.
matches against a guy who's legitimately the, you know, baddest man on the planet, if you like,
Yeah.
for MMA. So it was crazy, and I thought, wow. And it's all to do with the stories, and I guess this ties into YouTube as well.
Yeah,
It's the stories. You know, millions of people sit at home and watch Coronation Street every week, and those people would shit on wrestling. Shit. But it's the same thing. It's physical storytelling.
Yeah.
It's the arguments, the beef, the relationships, you know what I mean? And I'm like, wow, I can really understand.
I watched the Netflix documentary on Vince McMahon.
Yeah.
Have you seen that?
Yeah, and there's actually a new one called Unreal. So I really recommend you watch that.
Okay.
So that's obviously there's a Vince documentary, which is really good. But then there's another one called Unreal, which follows like certain wrestlers over. It's good because I started watching it last year and seeing, you know, the events and stuff, watching them with Roman, and it's about all those events, what was going off backstage, the real beef that people were having, real fallouts, you know, real injuries.
Yeah.
So you see, you know, the real side. And you know what? I'm really into it right now. I'm like, wow. So then, you know, this then becomes another side quest. Let's have a pro wrestling match. You know, deeper than that, I'm thinking about putting an event on as well. So I've got a Vale Tudo event, a pro wrestling
my
event.
gosh.
This is what I mean. This is how my brain works. I mean, I'm got some kind of.
I think it's class,
mental
mate.
sickness,
I think this is what you should be doing. Like, express yourself in which way you want to do it.
That's it. And I really feel like every day I'm buzzing
Good.
because of these ideas.
I recall when you were retired and how down in the dumps you were because you had you didn't have a fight on the horizon.
goals,
what
yeah.
do you do? You know, I'm
That's it.
coaching, but that's not the same. So
Yeah.
like the fact that you've got this to grab a
That's
hold
it.
of.
And I feel like with this now, like I'm that busy and I've got that many ideas that if a fight doesn't happen one year, I'm like, I feel all right about that now. I
Yeah.
feel like, oh, well, that fight didn't come off, but I've got this and this and this. And, you know, so I feel like, I feel like I'm on the right path where I need to be.
I love it, man.
Yeah.
I think you've got that many side quests there available to you. You've got the capacity to do one video a month, you know, like to actually do it properly.
Yeah.
Because I think you could really deliver some wicked YouTube content. Because who else there's nobody else in the world that's going to do this.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you are like
It's just gonna
one of
be-
one, the broke the mold, Danny Mitchell's mind at work on video.
Dangerous.
Like this is going to be.
And even if I make zero, and I'm not, and again, I'm sure you've spoke about this before. Like doing this for money is not a good idea.
Yeah.
You know, you got to do it for the love of doing it. You know, I'm
100%.
sure when you started messing around doing a bit of golf, you didn't think it was going to turn into like
I can assure you that it's not making any. It's costing a lot of money.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
It's costing a lot.
But
of
it's
money.
like you're in it now. You're in this thing,
fully
and it's,
committed, yeah.
exactly. And that's how I sort of feel. I'm like, I'm going to end up paying to do a lot of this stuff, but it's what I want to do, and I'm documenting the journey, and no people might not ever watch it, but it's there forever.
But it's like that's the thing. If you trust what it is and what it can be, if you can afford to invest in it, which you are, then over time it should eventually pay off. It's a bit like this podcast. We use this podcast as an example all the time. This podcast has never made money.
Yeah.
Like there's no chance.
So am I not getting paid for this?
There's no chance this has ever made money.
You're getting paid.
But we do it every week because like we enjoy doing it. We get to like we wouldn't get to have this conversation.
Yeah,
with you.
yeah.
We won't get to have the conversation between each other. Like it's just part of.
Like this is a conversation that me and you would have had in Nando's.
Yeah, exactly.
But we're just recording it.
Yeah.
You know, all this stuff I wanted to say to you anyway.
Yeah, it's,
and
honestly,
vice
it's
versa.
classmates. So I think you're doing the right thing, and
Yeah.
as long as you can make it, as long as you can afford to do it,
Yeah,
and it will come good in the end. I've got no doubt.
Yeah,
because you know, fucking Surfshark or somebody will jump on when he's not getting millions of views.
Yeah, that's it.
And
So
you're
if
about to put a chair over somebody's head.
Yeah.
And this video is sponsored by
Josh.
not like an insurance firm. Have you been whacked over there with a chair? You need.
That's it. So if there's any sponsors out there want to buy me $5,000 worth of medieval armor, I can have a fight in. Let me know.
Is that how much it is?
That is how much it is. Yeah. So when we went down there, we didn't realize the sort of seriousness of what we was getting into. So we went down. It's a full gym, all kitted out. There's no signs or anything for this gym. So I'm like, oh, there's no signs. That's a bit weird. But he's like, we get that many people through socials.
Like the underground.
Yeah, because you don't drive down the street and see, oh yeah, look, Armoured Martial Arts, let's go there. It's a very niche thing. People are searching it out and finding his Instagram. So he's called Dan, Armoured Dan, I believe, on Instagram. He is the current world champion at like 93 kilograms for one-on-one fighting in armour.
Does he weigh 93 kilos with the armour or without?
I didn't ask him that question. I think without. I think
it's 35,
it's without.
Yeah.
It's without. Obviously, yeah, obviously. But he said some people, put armour on. They might be 160 kilos. If you're a heavyweight, 120, crazy. So it's a serious thing what they're doing. They compete all over the world, and again, they've got to shell out to do it. It's an amateur sport.
Yeah.
You're not getting paid loads of money to do it. So they're doing it for the love of it. But I can see why they like it, and it is cool. So yeah, we are going to delve into that and have a go.
You're a mad bastard.
Yeah, but
I love it.
Why not? I thought, oh, that'd be cool because you're doing MMA, bare knuckle. I'm getting injured, hands are broken. I thought, I'm in armour. I'm not going to be getting hurt. And he's like, oh no, you get hurt because if you think about you're building a set of armour, 'cause it's all like custom made as well. That's why it's so expensive. If you're building a suit of armour for yourself, you've got to weigh up. It's like building a character on a game.
You just decide how much weight versus...
Exactly. So you could say... Exactly. So you've got speed and mobility versus protection. Now, the more you're protected, thicker the plates, more body covered, the slower you're going to be, the heavier you're going to be. Yeah? So I had like a heavy suit of armour. Whereas... if you want to be... So he has his armour, he said, was 15 kilograms because he had lots of gaps.
Yeah.
The problem with gaps is you get hit on the gap, something's going to break. So he said he's had like a broken shoulder.
So what is it? Is it an actual sword, like a blunt sword?
So they have swords. So when we was training, we used pickaxe handles. So we had a pickaxe handle, which is a heavy lump and a metal shield. So you're whacking each other. So you're taking the hits. You're not getting the pain of the thing hitting you, but it's knocking you. And the swords are blunt, but still, you get hit with one, the heavy metal, if it hits one of the gaps. So, like, for example, like this part of your arm can't be covered because you need to bend your arm. You can't have metal here.
On your elbow, for those that are listening. Like the inside of your elbow.
So if your arm gets opened up, you could chop that. And even though it's, a blunt weapon, you're going to get damage. You're going to snap your bicep or, you know what I mean? So I'm like, I thought I'm moving from a dangerous sport into a safer sport. I'm like, this sounds way more dangerous.
And wrestling's not a walk in the park, is it? Like professional, like WWE, like
the bumps and stuff that they're taking. They're basically stuntmen.
Yeah, exactly.
They're basically stuntmen. So what I did the other day, I'm like looking and like thinking, is there I'm 40 years old this year. I've never wrestled. I'm like, I wonder if there's what's the pathway? Is there a pathway for somebody to go through? You fight on local events and then you go to bigger events and then I was just interested in how people get to the WWE. So I just chat GBT. How would a person do that? And he just brought me to the WWE recruit site and said, are you a former athlete in combat sports or, NFL? Drop us your name and tell us about yourself here. So I'm like, why not? So I dropped him a little email. You've got to tell him what you've done before.
Yeah.
He said because obviously the sort of speaking part is very important as well, which I'm way better at now. I've done small films, I've done live TV and millions of podcasts and things like this. So I'm like, I put all that in, get up Josh Gudgeon for a nice, he'll give me a nice report on my speaking abilities.
Oh yeah.
So I writ all that in there, sent it off. And so that was the day before yesterday. And I'm like, listen, I might not ever get an email back off there. But guess what? If they email me back and say, come to, so it's Orlando, their performance centre. If they say, come to our performance centre, do a tryout, what a story.
Yeah.
I might not ever
when you film
get
it.
in there.
Yeah.
I just go over there, film it. What a side quest. I'm trying out for WWE. I get battered off loads of wrestlers. I go home with my head in my hands. You're never going to wrestle again, mate. You're terrible. What a story.
I love it.
That's what it is. It's a story.
But that's what people want to follow,
Yeah.
That's so good, mate. I'm fucking fully bought in. And
So you bought into this. You're in the Valley Tudo fight.
But that reminds me of like the. So we went now to. We did this 350 drive challenge. I got backed by Titleist again to go forward for this Break 80 challenge.
Yeah.
So like I'm new to golf, 6 months into golf now. We trained for 8 weeks and didn't hit a ball again. Then 4 months after that, in December, I got to go to Titleist. So where the tour players go to get fitted for their clubs, it's like prestigious, beautiful, like workshop. It's amazing. All the best players are going to be there, just pure in shots.
Yeah,
and
it's just you.
Imagine that. Like, it'd be like you going to WWE.
Yeah.
I roll, and we documented it all. And it's like you watch Clarkson's Farm, where at the start he buys the Lamborghini tractor but doesn't know how to use it.
Yeah.
It's all just a mess. That's what we just documented the same thing, but the story is so good.
That's it. Yeah,
So, like,
that's what it's about.
Yeah.
It's the stories, and I've got so many stories that have happened to me and that are currently happening to me, and I'm like, why don't I just document it? Like, and at least if no one ever watches it, it's there for my son to be like, wow. These are, you get them stories, don't you, from the older generation? Oh, your dad did this, your granddad did this, and
Well, I remember filming your last MMA fight.
Yeah.
Or a boxing fight. Boxing, wasn't it? When Roman were like 5.
Yeah, the boxing
And
fight. So the guy who I beat then, Jack Scott, full credit to him. So I beat him that night. He has now gone on to win about 20 pro fights in a row, and he is now the WBC Asia champion.
Right.
Yeah. He's like doing really well for himself. So shout out to that guy because, I beat him that night, and after that night,
He went on a spree.
he's just,
But like
crazy.
documenting that, Roman's like 4 or 5 years old watching his dad have a scrap, and I'm filming like his perspective of the fight.
Yeah,
and,
that's really cool that I've
and
got
he'll
that
look back
video.
at, and you'll have that for like everything now. So it's class, mate.
That is a very cool video. Like every now and again he does watch it, and he's
Does
like,
he?
"Dad, can you remember?" Because if you remember, he kicked my opponent. Can you remember?
Yeah.
He ran up and I won the fight, and we stood there, and he ran up and he kicked him in the leg. And I'm like, "Give up!" And he always says, "Dad, can you remember when I did that?"
He'll be telling all his mates.
He
at
had a
school.
little suit on, didn't he? And that, so
little mullet.
Yeah. So he's still got his mullet's really long now. He looks like a mini me, and he loves his Thai boxing. He's coming to Thailand next week with us, training for 3 weeks, and he loves his pro wrestling, so he's training that. And he might have a fight one because people always say to me, "Oh, is he going to fight? Is he going to?" I bet he's hard as out, isn't he? And I'm like, it's weird now. I always thought that if I have a kid, he's going to be
son,
he's
it'd be
going
like that,
yeah, that's it. He's going to be a fighter, son or daughter, doesn't matter. They're going to be a fighter.
Yeah.
They're going to do this and that. And now I just look at him and I think, if he wants to be, right now he wants to be a pro wrestler. That might change. He used to want to be a what do you call it? Digging dinosaurs up. Or
an
whatever.
archaeologist.
Yeah. He used to want to do that. So, things change as you grow up, don't they?
Yeah.
He might not want to do that, but right now he's super keen on Thai boxing, super keen on pro wrestling. I'm like, let him do that. He doesn't do jiu-jitsu because everyone's like, how good is his jiu-jitsu? I'm like, it's terrible. He's really bad. He won't learn off me, and he's not interested in jiu-jitsu, but he'll do pro wrestling. So I'm like, that's good enough. Do that, train, and
You just got to let him.
that's it.
You don't want to pressure him
find
into
his own path. Yeah. Maybe he'll have a fight one day. Maybe he won't. Maybe he'll get in the WWE and make loads of money, and I'll just live off him.
That'd be even better, wouldn't it?
That'd be great.
He'll make more money in the WWE.
I could be like his manager. I could walk out like a briefcase and that. That could be my role.
One last thing I wanted to ask you. So I'm an avid follower of your stories on Instagram, and I saw that you put a post out where you said you nearly killed a guy in your garden. Like you got adrenaline dump, you run downstairs with your bollocks out, you're like, this is it, my time. All these years of training for 39 years, I get to kill somebody in my garden.
Yeah.
What happened?
So yes, so this was last week that happened. The previous week, I gets up, I believe it is Tuesday morning, I open my front door and there's 4 pints of milk staring at me. I'm like, hold on a minute, what's this here? Someone's delivered 4 pints of milk.
You don't have a milkman, no.
And I don't have a milkman, no.
All right.
So I did what any normal person would do, and is I took those 4 pints of milk and stuck them in my fridge and thought, thank you very much, someone's not got their order. And I forgot about it, yeah? Just like, someone's made a mistake, I'll have more Cocoa Pops today. And that's it. So a week later, I'm in bed, and I can really sleep, me. Like, if I'm asleep, I could sleep through an earthquake. You know, I really need... you know, my alarm is like disgustingly loud to get me up in the morning. I'm not a morning person. So my missus starts shaking me. Get up, there's someone breaking in. And I'm like, what is happening? I'm like thinking, is this a dream? So I'm like, what's happening? And then she's got the phone with the Ring doorbell on, and I can just see the side of my house and my back gate. And there's a guy at my back gate, like ragging the back gate around. He's got a black hat, black jacket, you know, he's all in dark clothes. I'm like, this is it, like, let's go, you know. So I get out of bed, and you know when you stand up too fast and you're like, it's like you're drunk, innit? Yeah. So I get out of bed, I'm just in my boxers, and I'm like wobbling around the bed. There's like cushions where I've chucked cushions, you know, birds, they have cushions everywhere, don't they? There's cushions all over the floor. I'm like tripping over cushions and that, and then my third. So I get onto the landing now. I've got weapons in my house. Right. Yeah, I won't disclose, but I have got many weapons,
legal weapons.
So I thought, shall I pick up a weapon here? You know, because there might be more than one of them.
Understandable.
Yeah. So I was like, I was rumming, and I froze for a second. I thought, no, let's try and disturb them first. So I slung the window open, so I could see down where the person was. So I just like slung it open and shouted like, what are you doing? And I stuck my head out the window. I wanted to get an idea of if it was just him or if there was other people as well. So I've stuck my head out. There's nobody there. I turn and look, and I can see the gate just closing. And I'm like, right, go. So I run downstairs, run outside. I let the dog out. So the dog's going crazy and that. And then I just see like the front of a van with the lights on, rev up and just set off down the street. And I'm like looking at this van, and it's got like a business on the side. You know, so I'm like, you know, I can't see the number plates or whatever. I'm trying to see like what this business is. I can't remember what it was, but I'm like some letters. I'm like looking, the dog's barking, and then at the bottom of these letters, I swear it said milk.
Milk.
Right?
Yeah.
That's what, and I'm like, milk? I'm like, nah. What? So I ran upstairs really fast, and I'm like, I said, the guy's gone. Can you get him his face? So she rewinds the video on the Ring doorbell. So he starts playing, and then we see the guy come through the gate. But like when I seen him from behind, he had a hat on, a black top. You know, he looked like a burglar. Yeah. Like he's. But when he walks in, you can see his face, and he's just holding 4 pints of milk.
This is the milk.
And then he's at the gate, and he was ragging the gate, right? And I'm like, it was the milkman. So then on the video, so he's gone out the gate. You can see when you look down, there's in front of the door. So I ran out of the door like crazy and ran back in. Obviously, blinkers on. Yeah. The milk was on the floor. Now, if that guy was stood in front of me when I opened that door, I would have just took him straight down. Like I would have either hit him or I would have just ripped him straight off his feet. Yeah.
Imagine that.
Yeah, I know. So it's like if I'd have caught him like exiting, I would have chased him and I would have knocked him down. I could see a van there with the lights on, ready, like his mate would. You know what I mean? So, and I seen the milk, so I went down, picked the milk up, and it had like a brand on it, whatever milk. So Jade started Googling it, and we found, you know, it's like
the local milkman.
The local, you know, I think they're called the Modern Milkman or something. So it's like they come round, and their guarantee is, I think, like before 5 a.m. your milk will be on your doorstep. That's like their USP. So they're sneaking round at 2 and 3 in the morning delivering milk, which is the normal time you're getting burgled. So. Yeah.
Have you rang him up and said, listen, you've got the wrong house?
Yeah, Jade rang him and said, listen, you've delivered twice to the wrong house. So I sort of fathomed it out. Obviously, they've been to our front door and put the milk on it the previous week. They've gone away. Someone must have complained and said, where's my milk? You know, and they've said, well, we've dropped it at your front door. So they'll have been like, well, someone must have nicked it then because you've put it at the front door and it's gone. So why don't you stick it round the back of our house, go through our back gate and put it in our back garden so no one nicks it? So that's what I'm guessing has been said. So this guy is ragging on my back gate, which is obviously fully bolted up. So he's ragging on the gate trying to get in so he can stash this milk. But he's at the wrong house. So whoever lives at, the other house, I'm really sorry, but I've had 8 pints of your milk.
At what time in the morning was this? Like 3 o'clock in the morning?
This was, I think it was 2:30.
How buzzing were you afterwards? Were you just like completely wired after that?
Yeah, I was just laid in bed now. I can't sleep now. I just had like a massive adrenaline dump because I thought this is it. I need to catch this guy. And luckily I didn't hit him over the head with a bat. But it's like I hesitated. Like, shall I get a weapon? And then I shouted. If I'd have not waited that split second, and if I'd just got downstairs and tried to like surprise him, then it would,
maybe it's a good job this time that you hesitate. Next time, if it's a burglar, just don't hesitate. Just grab whatever weapons you've got and just like see him.
And then, then I'm in the news for the Milkman Assassin or whatever.
That's his new nickname.
But I just thought, right, if you're a milkman, and then I posted that, loads of people messaged me, loads of people commented on messages. I had videos of the same guy doing the same thing at other people's houses, and those other people were saying, we didn't even order the milk. So there's some company out there delivering a shit ton of milk to people who did not order it, right? And you're doing it at between 2 and 3 in the morning, wearing a black cap and a black shirt. Listen, my advice to you, get a high-vis vest with the words milk written on it in big letters. Get one of those milkman hats, like a sailor's hat. You've probably got one, Navy boy. Get like a white hat,
Yeah, make it safe.
and look like a milkman, not like a burglar. Because I bet you that guy has been filled in. Another one of my mates, he builds camper vans. Obviously, they're worth a lot of money. He gets a van and he converts them. So he's got like loads of camper vans on his drive. So same thing. He said I run out of my house and he said I was chasing the guy around the camper van. And he's like, I've just got milk. And he's like, what are you on about? He's like, I'm delivering milk. And he's like, all right.
That's got to be the scariest job.
I know. I'm like, God.
He goes to the UFC fighter's garden.
Terrible.
Oh, mate.
Yeah. But it's like, I don't know. I guess it's a dying trade being a milkman, isn't it? Like,
yeah, he needs to die if it's going to happen. Like that,
I know he's going to die. He's not going to have a life. It's not worth it for the bloody £1.50 or whatever he gets to stick it on your doorstep.
Oh, mate, like. This is the best podcast we've done in ages. Even if 20 people listen to this, I'm absolutely buzzing we got you back on, This has been class.
No worries. I hope people enjoy it. This is just my life. This is just, again, this all ties back to these side quests. What I should have had is Brody living in my house, filming me going after this milkman. That would have been funny, wouldn't it?
3 o'clock in the morning.
Brody,
get up. It's happening.
I just need cameras everywhere.
Yeah.
I don't know. But...
You're a madman.
I know.
I love
mad
it.
Times.
Well, mate, bring on the side quest channel. I'm there. I want to help you with it as well because I think if I can give you any advice towards it, I will.
Yes.
Brody's a talented dude. That I've seen the first video. I think it's going to be class. So, I guess you don't want anybody to reach out for any more family trees, or
no. If you want your family tree doing, I mean, yeah, you can always reach out, but there's probably going to be a waiting list now because there's that many people want it. And to be fair, I get a lot of people just saying, yeah, do me family tree. And I'm like, send me this information. And then I just never hear from them again. So, yeah, if you want it doing, then make sure you at least know who your granddad is before asking me to. People think I type your name in and there's just this magical, all your family's there. They don't realise that I have to go for each record and, it's me mapping it out.
If there's a business out there that wants to write off some of the profits for the year on a £5,000 armour like suit of armour for Danny.
I mean, listen, there's the armour. There's also me and you are going to have a golf challenge.
Okay, yeah,
yeah, because I'm terrible at golf.
So we need some clubs.
And I think so there's going to be I think that's another side quest.
Yeah.
Some kind of golf side quest. I don't know what the challenge could be.
I'm not fighting you or grappling with you.
Maybe we could do what did you do? The 350-yard drive.
Yeah.
And I'm guessing that's what did I just do in there? 100 yards. I just did on your little simulator.
Yeah.
So
350 yards is a long way, mate.
Yeah.
Yeah. It took. I mean, yeah. the stars aligned on that day.
How many months did it take for you to go from this conception to that?
8 weeks.
8 weeks.
Yeah.
All right.
But I think with that, it was like, I think I'm sort of, we're both tall, 6'2".
Yeah.
90 kilos.
Yeah.
So we've got a lot of mass behind us. I've got really long arms.
Just learning to use
So like, I
it.
think it were very lucky that I called that out as a bet. Because, like George ain't doing it. So
Yeah.
I think just there were a lot of luck on my side as well as then just stupidity and technique is somewhere in the middle. So we'll figure out something for your side, Chris.
Yeah.
Look at
Could
this
it
bit.
be? I'm thinking now already. I'm thinking, do I just bet you $1,000 now for that same bet?
I'll £1,000. You'll never hit a 350 drive. I'll give you 12 weeks. I'll give you 4 more weeks.
This is the thing. The time. I'm in Thailand next month. I ain't
Start the
playing
clock
golf
whenever
in
you want,
Thailand.
mate. Start the clock when you want. When you get back from Thailand, yeah.
Ooh. It's already been done though by you. I feel like
Yeah, so that must mean it's easy, right?
right. So I can start the clock whenever I like. Yeah.
Yeah. You can't stop it after that.
But I can't stop it.
No. And you're an honourable guy, so when you say we've started training, I'll believe you.
And how long are you giving me?
12 weeks.
12 weeks. So I get 4 weeks more than you
Yeah.
to hit the same thing.
Yeah.
Sweaty palms now because money's involved. £1,000, you got a deal.
Deal.
Oh.
Danny Mitchell's going for the crown.
Subscribe to Danny's Breaking Golf channel coming soon.
End it there.